Soundstage.
I shouldn't laugh, but I cry because your love has passed me by. You took me by surprise. Didn't realize that I was waiting. Time goes.
In 1969, a song called These Eyes began a string of hits for the Guess Who, a Canadian band spearheaded by the creative team of vocalist-pianist Burton Cummings and guitarist Randy Bachman. At the peak of their fame, however, Bachman left the group to form BTO, Bachman Turner Overdrive, which wrote its own chapter in the book of rock stardom. Last year, Burton Cummings launched his own highly acclaimed return to rock as a solo artist. Tonight, Burton and Randy are reunited to recall their years together in the Guess Who, as a centerpiece to solo performances that feature Bachman playing some of BTO's greatest hits and Burton Cummings singing the tunes that won him Cashbox's 1977 Best New Male Vocalist Award.
All right. Need you now even more than I did before. As I'm looking at you, shouting daddy, coming with a big old shotgun too. Loving situation and nothing but more. So if you're really wondering what I'm doing in your backyard, so you love her, I'd beat it home so soon. I had some dreams and oh, I'm ready, baby, I got carried away. Looking back even more than I did before. Did creeping, I ain't sleeping days and nights with a great big shotgun. A loving situation and nothing but war. So if you're really worried about what I'm doing in your backyard, told you love her, I'd beat it home so soon. Really worry about what I'm doing in your backyard. Come on out later, I'll show you by the light of the moon. Hot shot! Thinking about you, really not the one who I'm standing here crying, looking in your backyard, worry about nothing, nothing on your mind but me. But as I'm laying on my back, about to think about summertime, getting back all the way. Everything I see, my heart reminding me. Come on, get your loving man. Come on and get him while it's hot. Get him on the run. Baby, I hear you looking, but you're really too blind to see. Oh, hey, what you ought to think about? Wham, bam, bang, you wham, when you're going on the Wildwood Trail. Everything I see, honey, reminding me. Baby, might be thinking about really living back, laying back, standing over the so you love her, I'd beat it home so soon.
Guess Who had been together with one minor hit, Shakin' All Over, and follow up with 10 Bombs.
I remember coming to see you guys all the time, too, in Winnipeg. And so after you had stopped playing the States and kind of localized yourselves again,
yes.
I remember coming to see you every weekend, whenever my band wasn't playing.
And we also heard of this young upstart in a band called the Devrons, who was jumping on the piano and was banned from the Winnipeg Arena because he had leaped on a rented piano and scarred it up. We said, we got to get this guy. Our lead singer was having trouble with his throat.
Generally a very charismatic young fellow.
Yes. Very popular.
And
we invited him down to an office, to our manager's office, and it was a very
formal atmosphere.
Formal. We were scared, and the manager was trying to be very assertive, and he said, Butch, he used to call him Butch, we'd like you to join the band, the Guess Who. And Burton said, I'm sorry, I've already had an offer from the Beatles to sing.
I shouldn't laugh, but I cry because your love has passed me by. You took me by surprise, didn't realize that I was waiting. Time goes slowly, but carries on. And now the best years come and gone. You took me by surprise, I didn't realize that you were laughing, 'cause you're doing to me, laughing ain't the way it should be. Took away everything I had, you put the hurt on me. Laughing, 'cause you're doing to me, laughing, what you doing to me. Took away everything I had, you put the hurt on me.
It took a while.
We played very extensively in Canada for almost 4 years before the band really caught on. But that was the period where Randy and I started writing songs together seriously as a writing team, at the same time developing individual writing styles, but really bouncing the ideas off each other. I think that's where we both really learned, excuse me, if you can actually say learned how to write songs.
Yeah.
I think that was the period in our lives.
We learned the craft there of writing.
When we both...
We had the same influences, which were basically all English. We got seen by a Toronto producer, Jack Richardson, got asked to do a promotional album, and from that promotional album, he in turn signed us, encouraged more writing with Burton and myself, and we did really the first big Guess Who album, the Wheatfield Soul album, and put on a token ballad, because we were so excited we were doing an album. We thought you had to have one ballad, one jazzy tune.
One
Yeah, we were
country,
looking at the
western
Hollies and what those guys did, and the Beatles, they had one of everything. So we put on a ballad, These Eyes, just to put it on.
And I remember
it was a hit.
being terribly opposed to These Eyes being a single. I said,
Because we were a rock band.
this is not going to make it, you know, there are enough soft records already, but it goes to show that you can never really tell, because that was the biggest record ever at that time by any Canadian act. It was the first gold record by any Canadian people.
These eyes cry every night for you. These arms long to hold you again. The hurting's on me, yeah. I will never be free, no, my baby, no, no. You gave the promise to me, yeah. And you broke it, oh no. These eyes, watch you bring my world to an end. This heart could not accept and pretend. The hurting's on me, yeah. And I will never be free, no, my baby, tell you no. You took the mile with me, yeah. You spoke it, baby. I wanna tell you, these eyes are crying. These eyes have seen a lot of loves, but they're never gonna see another one like I had. These eyes are crying. These eyes have seen a lot of loves, but they're never gonna see another one like I had with you. These eyes are crying. These eyes have seen a lot of loves, but they're never gonna see another one like I had with you. She's come undone. She didn't know what she was headed for. When I found what she was headed for, it was too late. She's come undone. She found a mountain that was far too high. And when she found out she couldn't fly,